What are the first steps I should follow to start experiencing the fifth dimension? Instead of creating fantasies about the fifth dimension, it is better to know what to do in order to get there. This video's question was asked by Andrea on the tag Cavalher on Instagram. I like pragmatic people. I'm Cavalher. The process of moving from one dimension to another is just like the one that takes place at a school. You must complete the third year in order to get to the fourth one, and complete the fourth one to get to the fifth one. Let me be clear. I see a lot of people, especially in the holistic world, mixing up the fifth dimension with the touristic side. I want to visit the Eiffel Tower. The person buys some kind of a ticket and goes. That won't work here, my dearest. Do you want to experience the 5D? Complete the 3D and the 4D first. If you don't do that, you will be imprisoned by some kind of psychological fantasy. The most common one is that you are somehow superior to people. So, if you really want to reach 5D, start by the 3D key task. Build yourself a strong ego. Why is this crazy guy saying the opposite of what everyone else is saying? Everybody teaches to destroy the ego. Simple, my dearest. People fantasize that the 5D is some kind of a paradise where all your problems disappear and you will never have to worry about anything again. This is not 5D. This is the end of a Disney movie. 5D is a dimension for those who are spiritually adults. You will have to make choices on your own without the help of the transcendence. You will have to dedicate yourself to the creation and the construction of very complex projects. You will have to deal with all the consequences of your choices and your actions on your own without the help of the transcendence. These consequences are very luminous and very dark at the same time. Everything will be in your hands and on you. So you should have a very strong ego if you want to stand the soul and the spirit, because, friend, they know how to be hard on you. Having a strong ego is having a strong personality, clearly defined, and it is to be successful in the material world. You don't need to be successful in all the areas of your life, but at least one is mandatory. Aside from having a strong ego, you will also need to accomplish the 4D key development, building a consciousness that encompasses the wholeness, that embraces all the aspects of life. Easy, huh? Encompassing the wholeness. But wait, I admit that the wholeness is a whole lot of things. Let's be pragmatic. What are the steps to encompassing the wholeness? In my opinion, the biggest mistake spiritualists currently make is believing that the evil is excluded from wholeness. Guys, if I'm talking about the wholeness, I can't exclude things, anything. The wholeness is everything. Everything indeed. No exceptions. So, in order to accomplish the 4D key development, you will need to start by realizing that everything you consider to be evil is in fact a part of yourself. Let me be even more pragmatic. Start by your dark emotions. Start by realizing that you feel rage, hatred, fear, angst, jealousy, envy, and so on like everyone else. Man, if you can't do this super basic thing, I suggest you go back to 3D and start there. Try to realize that your dark emotions are bringing you information as much as joy, love, faith, enthusiasm do. After you admit that your dark emotions are in fact helping you, develop consciousness about your prejudices. Try to realize that the people you hate the most or consider to be inferior are in fact showing you parts of yourself that you do not accept. When you are able to recognize within yourself all of your dark sides and managed to include these things in your behavior, you will be much closer to the wholeness and to completing the 4D. At that moment, the 5D opens. The 5D is unity. In unity, all the elements of the wholeness that you have learned in the 4D happen at the same time. Everything of good and everything of evil. In 5D, you won't be able to deny anything. Reality will blow in your face all the time. Besides, paradoxically, everything changes non-stop. In a moment, the truth changes and everything is completely different. Besides, you need to choose among several realities and create the reality you chose. Besides, you need to deal with all the consequences, good and bad, of your choices. And you have to do all that on your own, without the direction of the transcendence. Believe me, you will desperately need your strong ego and the experience with the wholeness in order to have a chance to stand the 5th dimension.